Mindset Mastery for Solopreneurs, cultivating a growth and success mindset. Hi, I'm Lucy Griffiths, and I firmly believe that this, your brain, your mind, and how you feel about yourself can have an enormous impact on the success of your business. Because if you do not have that belief in yourself, it's very hard for you to sell yourself, your business. It's really hard for you to convey what you are doing and have that motivation and the productivity to keep going, especially when it gets hard. Because being a solopreneur is challenging, it's difficult, and it's really lonely at times. And so you have to have that bank of resilience to keep you going. That is not to say that you are not going to have bad days, because you are. I often have a bad day, and I'm sure you do too. But there has to be something within you that's a nugget of a feeling and a belief that you will get through this and you can do this. Because as a solopreneur, you don't have a team of people to motivate you. You don't have other people who are going to say, right, the deadline's due, can you get on with this please? You don't have that boss who's hanging over you saying, I need that report yesterday. It's you. And so you need to just get it done. And there are times when you struggle, where you don't feel motivated. So how do you turn it around? Well, I think for me, when it comes to like the loneliness factor, I definitely try and build my community. And that one thing I love about my membership is that is definitely a community that I've cultivated. I am friends with people all around the world who are part of my community. So that makes a massive difference. I also love my LinkedIn community of business owners that I connect in with. And if they're having a bad time, I'll send them a DM, check in on them, and they do the same to me. And I think building that network of people who are there to support you makes a huge difference. It used to be Facebook groups, but I've really found that Facebook groups, people don't see my posts in the same way. So that's why I much prefer the LinkedIn algorithm, because I see people's content, I see what they're up to, and it's a more authentic experience. But at the same time, I'm also selling, and that's good for business. So I win on a kind of emotional level, but I also am selling, so that's great too. Okay, so once you've kind of looked at building a community, you might also find, well, I work at home all day, what else can I do? And so I really found that actually by volunteering, doing projects in the community, in my small town where I live, has really helped me. Because by getting involved in different fundraising activities with the school, it means that I see people. So in the online world, I don't see people. And that's okay. I can go a whole day and I'm busy, I'm doing my thing, that's fine. And I'm a single parent, I'm looking after my son. But it's also nice to feel connected and part of something. You can look at going to co-working spaces locally or networking events locally, and then you meet people and you can build that community. But for me personally, I really enjoyed giving something back, and I felt like I had the time in my business. I'm at a place where I can actually give that more back in a different way. And so I really enjoyed being able to contribute in a different way to my community, and that feeds into me, and I feel less lonely and less isolated. Meditation and mindset are so intertwined, and I meditate every single day. I will wake up, I'll do a meditation, so I just listen to one. It's a guided meditation. I have it on my phone, and I literally stick my headphones in and I'll listen to it. And so I'm just in my own little bubble. And I have a variety of different ones. I get some from YouTube. One that I listen to a lot is 12 minutes long, so it's not long. And with it, you do a meditation and then you're free writing afterwards. And so you're kind of getting in touch with your spirit guides and people who to find your inner voice and connect with your inner voice. And I find this so useful because it helps me to kind of guide me of what my focus is, what my purpose is, in a much more soul-led way than like, oh, I'm ticking off a to-do list. It's actually what I really what my purpose is, what I'm here for. And so I really enjoy having that time for myself. And so, as I said, it's 12 minutes. It's not a massive chunk of my day. I'm not sitting there all day meditating, but I do it and it really grounds me and helps me to just stay on track. Once I've done that, then I will, maybe I might do, if I'm feeling tired and sleepy because I wake early, I might do another meditation that's slightly longer, or I'll get up and I'll put in some meditation music and while I'm creeping around the house, not waking my son. And then I'll, might be just doing some juicing or tidying the kitchen or emptying the dishwasher, but I'm listening to meditation music and I'm just allowing myself to stay in that same bubble. And by doing that, I am just allowing that to wash over me, those emotions and feelings. And it can really help with my mindset so that I stay in a really good frame of mind. Once I've done that, I will then do a bit more journaling. I'll do something like, I do a gratitude journal. So I have 5 things I'm grateful for every day. And that really, really helps me. I tend to do that with my son. And so it's really good to get him thinking about, what we're grateful for and just seeing gratitude in the small things, whether it's the sky is blue or loving that spring is coming or enjoying the flowers in the garden or seeing the autumn leaves, just even those small things, which being mindful about those can really make a massive difference to your mindset. Last year, I was going through a really messy divorce, and being a business owner and obviously being a business owner, you don't have that kind of, there's not someone paying your wage, you have to do it. But also going through a divorce, I didn't feel like working for about 6 months. It was a really difficult time. And so I was really glad that I had my membership. So I had that kind of financial cushion, that safety. I had reoccurring income from my courses. So that really helped my mindset. But resilience is something that you can stretch and grow, just like confidence. And so if you can start noticing the times where you've overcome a challenge, where you've done something that was difficult and you did it, and start taking note of those things, create mental photographs of those times where you overcame something. So when you have another challenge in the future, whether it's the economy or whatever it may be, and you can say, I've done this before. I know I can do this. I've done this before. I did that thing that was really difficult. I know that I can also do this. And know that sometimes it's baby steps. My dad, I was going through a really hard time about 10 years ago, and my dad sent me a card and it had a picture of an elephant on it. And it said, it's just one small step at a time. And some days you aren't going to make that giant leap. Some days it is literally, it's a baby step to just post on social media or just to be able to empty the dishwasher or whatever it may be where you're just struggling. And so, know that those small incremental steps can make massive change. And I would say that while social media can be, you can have the trolls and the nastiness, if you don't feed into that energy, actually it's quite a giving space. And you can say, I'm struggling today, I really need some help. And people will want to support you. People will want to rally and lift you up and help you to get out of that funk. And so I find it is really useful to be vulnerable, to share when you are struggling, because people want to support you. And that leads me really nicely into my final point, which is about having a tribe of people. So whether it's, that online community, whether it's people locally from a networking space, or whether you just have some kind of business buddy, whatever it may be, who is there to support you, who you can text and say, oh my God, this is awful. And you can have a laugh with. And those moments, just being able to laugh with someone or just be able to share your experiences is really powerful. And it can feel so cathartic to just say, oh, I can't cope with this. I'm finding this really difficult. And to be able to just vocalize it, suddenly this weight lifts from your shoulders, and then, you know, you can move forward. And that's where coaching can really be so important, whether it's seeing a therapist or talking to your coach, so you can talk about that challenge and how you're going to overcome it. And sometimes you don't need to have a full coaching session with someone. Like, I will really encourage my clients to send me a Voxer note or a WhatsApp to just say, I'm struggling, I can't do this thing. And sometimes all they need is like that spur of a pep talk, just, you know, 5-minute voice note from me, and that is enough to kind of spur them on and shift their dynamic and thinking. And so, you know, don't be afraid to reach out to somebody to get that support. Coaching, therapy, it is so incredible how it can shift you out of that funk. And, you know, for me personally, I talk to my coach, I'm part of a mastermind, and also I really love Reiki as a way to, if I'm feeling in a funk, I will text my Reiki therapist, who, she lives at the end of my street, and I'll text her, are you free today? And I'll run down the street and have a session with her. And while I might not be out of the funk that particular day, I might still be struggling, but I'll see her, I'll go for a run, I'll go swimming. And while I might not be productive that day, I'll get myself into a better frame of mind. So the next day I can wake up and be like, right, let's do this. And I'm way more productive the following day. So, you know, you've got to be kind to you and work out what is going to work for you. I hope you found this video useful. I firmly believe that when we look after ourselves and when we're happy, our business will flourish. And I hope yours does too. If you like this video, please hit the button below to subscribe. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, bye, bye.